Good morning, children. So welcome back once again for your online class. And as you and me know that we have stuck up with COVID viruses and the Omicron virus. So you are sitting at your home, and you know we are helpless to teach you again once again in the online class. So please spare the time, make you start seeing your textbook, see the points where am I explaining you. Okay, and today we are going to take up your first lesson of your history, that is Mughals and Marathas. What is the lesson? The first lesson of your history we are going to teach you today, that is the Mughals and the Marathas. Yeah, the very first lesson, that is the Mughals and the Marathas. So we have it's a very vast chapter, students. So one thing I'm going to tell you is I'm just going to explain all the points in detail. Okay, what you are going to do is whatever I say that it's important, you are going to mark that particular line in your textbook, and you know that your essay 2 question paper will be set from your textbook itself. So I have told you in the class also previously, and so please study your textbook, and while explaining, please keep a note on all the points, whichever the points which I say that it's important. Okay, hope so you can understand the better way. In this chapter, first and foremost, what we are going to learn in this chapter is, we are going to learn about the Mughal rulers who ruled over North India. Complete all the Mughal rulers who ruled North India, northern part of India, and the contribution of Mughal kings to the literature, art and architecture, and the rise of Maratha kingdom and Shivaji's administration. See, only these 3 points we are going to study in detail about this chapter. And coming back to your lesson, so when the administration of Delhi Sultans was weak, that is, the Barbar established the Mughal rule in 1526 CE. Who established the Mughal rule? It's Barbar who established Mughal rule in which year it is? 1526 CE. It's important. Okay. The rule of Mughals India, which began from 1526 to, so when was actually the rule begin? It was from 1526 to 1707 CE. So these many years the Mughal rulers ruled complete North India. Understood? So first and foremost, we'll let you know about Barbar. Who is he and where is he from? Barbar, who established the Mughal rule in India, he was originally from Turkestan. Where is he from? He is from where? Turkestan. Understood? He is the person who established the Mughal rule in India. Okay. And his father was Umir Sheikh Mirza and was a king of small kingdom called Parangana in Afghanistan. Who was the father of Barbar? Father? What was the father name? This was Umar Sheikh Mirza. Okay, who was he? He was a ruler of Parangana in Afghanistan, the place called Parangana. Okay, in which country it is? Afghanistan. Got it? So due to the death of his father, the Barbar has ascended the throne at very tender age of 11 years. At what age did Barbar took up the rule? It was 11 years. At the age of 11 years. Understood? At a very small age itself, he has ascended the throne. He had to lose his kingship due to the conspiracy of his relatives and the enemy, and he had led a life of a nomad. What kind of a life did Babur left? Because of his enmity in between the relations itself. So he was like a nomad. You know, nomad is a particular tribe I've discussed in a class also, the tribes and nomad people who just wander from one place to another place are the people are said to be a what? Nomads. Yes. All this situation motivated him to invade India. So when he was a nomad, obviously he just invaded India. He came to India also. The Barbar invaded India for 5 times. How many times he made his invasions? 5 times he invaded India. Understood? The Barbar invaded India for 5 times. He defeated the Delhi Sultans of Ibrahim Lodi in the Battle of Panipat in 1526 CE. So in his 5th time of invasion, he defeated who? The last ruler of Delhi Sultan. The last ruler of Delhi Sultan. Who was he? He was Ibrahim Lodi. You know this, right? Hope so you can remember the things, because all these things, the Delhi Sultans and all, I have taught you in a class itself. Okay, who was the last ruler? He was Ibrahim Lodi. He defeated Ibrahim Lodi. In which battle he defeated? He defeated in the battle called Panipat. Okay, it's in the Battle of Panipat, in which year? 1526 CE. Got it? And established the Mughal dynasty in India. And this battle is known as the First Battle of Panipat. What is the battle called? First Battle of Panipat, where Ibrahim Lodi got defeated by Barbar. Understood? So Delhi and established the Mughal dynasty in India, and this battle is called the First Battle of Panipat. Delhi was its capital. What was the capital when the Mughals rule started? Delhi was its capital. Got it? See, all those are the key points what I'm giving on the board. Please take it down in your points to remember book, or else please mark in the textbook. It will be helpful for you to write your essay to paper. Definitely, I'm going to take all these questions from the textbook. Right? You know how I'm going to set the paper. You have experienced before also. Yes. Coming back to the lesson. Over a period of 4 years, he defeated Rana Sangram Singh of Mewar, the Rajput king of Madinaranya of Chanderi, and Ibrahim Lodi's brother of Muhammad Lodi. The Barbar conquered the wars of Panipat, Gogra, and Kanwa, and established the Mughal rule a large area of North India. So completely the North India was captured by Barbar. Next comes your Umayyan. Umayyan, the second king of Mughal dynasty. Who was he? He was the second ruler of Mughal dynasty. And he was the eldest son of Barbar. Okay. Who was Umayyan? Umayyan was the eldest son of Barbar. Umayyan, okay, is second ruler and is the eldest son of Barbar. Got it? And he had faced many tough problems. He had faced many tough problems when he came to his power in 1530 CE. In which year he came to a power? In the year called 1530 CE. Understood? So such problems of unstable and disappeared the kingdom, trouble from the Afghan enmity of Bahadur Shah of Gujarat, and hostility of his own brothers. He conquered the Kalinjar fort, Daura, Jaunpur, Chanur fort, and Mandasagar. Humayun, who was defeated by Sher Shah and sought a shelter in the Sindh provinces and came back to the power after the death of Sher Shah. You know, Humayun, he just got defeated by which king? Defeated by Sher Shah. Understood? He was just waiting his turn to come back to his province. Okay. So later on, after the death of Sher Shah, again Humayun continued as a Mughal ruler. Understood? So next we'll talk about Sher Shah. Who was Sher Shah? Sher Shah ruled the kingdom for 1540 to 1545 CE. Just for a span of 5 years, he just ruled the kingdom. The original name of Sher Shah was Farid. What was his original name? Farid. Understood? And he was a founder of Sur dynasty. Who was he? He was the founder of Sur dynasty. Okay. His childhood was not happy, deprived of the parents' love. He wandered about for some years when he was working under Bahar Khan Lohani, the king of South Bihar. He killed the tiger single-handedly, thus he earned the name called Sher Khan. He just killed a tiger in a single-handed, so that is the reason he has given a name called Sher Khan. Understood? When the Barbar took over the administration of India, the Sher Shah worked under him and played a significant role. The Sher Shah defeated Umayyan and conquered Punjab, Sindh, Multan, Gwalior, Malwa, Raisin Durga, Mewar and Kalinjar. His empire was extended in the entire North India and accepted the Assam, Gujarat and Kashmir. So when he was working under Barbar as a significant ruler, okay, but soon after Babar died, Umayyan came into he ascended the throne. And when Umayyan was ruling the kingdom, so Sher Khan just defeated Umayyan and took over the provinces. And after defeating the Umayyan, he just conquered the other places of North India also, which includes Assam, Gujarat and Kashmir. Understood? This is all about Sher Shah. Next, we are going to see about how was the administration system of Sher Shah. The Sher Shah gave an importance towards the strengthening the administrative structure. He was ultimated head of administration, ran administration with the help of Council of Ministers. How he was holding the administration, like he was having a team called the Council of Ministers. So whatever they just guide him, whatever they suggest him, he was just taking a note on those things and he used to work. Understood? So both the civil and military powers were in the hands of king. So completely the military power and civil power was in the hands of Sher Shah. The entire kingdom was divided into sarkars. What do you mean by sarkar? Sarkars means region. Like it is a very vast kingdom, right? He can't handle single-handedly. What he did, it just divided his region as sarkars, that means small regions, and paranganas, cavalry, infantry, and elephant divisions were in the army. Among these, the cavalry were powerful. The cavalry was very powerful. In order to bring the discipline among the soldiers, he started attendance for the soldiers and stamping dogs on horses. What he just started to do, because he wants that tough thing in his kingdom, right? He wants that, that particular army should be very disciplined enough and courageous enough and punctual enough. So what did he do? He just maintained the attendance of the soldiers, like how many soldiers are coming every day, day-to-day base, monthly, yearly, like that. And he just stamped all his horses on a seal. And that particular seal symbolizes these particular horse belongs to Sher Shah administration. So Sher Shah cavalry. Understood? So what is that stamp is called? The stamp is called daga. It's important, students, daga. Okay, so army was divided into small units called Faus and with the head of Fausdars. What was the small divisions were called of army? It was called as Faus. F-A-U-Z. The army was called as Faus. Okay, this is the army name. And the person who look after this particular army, he is called as Fausdars. Okay. The Sher Shah took a personal interest in organizing the supervising the army. What did he do? The Sher Shah was keen enough by looking after the army. Just he had some personal interest, so he only looked after the complete army. He got all the cultivable land measured in the fixed called land tax. That means all cultivable land. That means the fertilized land, where the farmers of that particular regions, they used to grow the land, they used to grow the crop, right? And that is called the fertile land or a cultivable land. He fixed the land tax for that. And he divided into three types based on the fertility. What was the land? It just divided into three types. That is good fertile, average fertile, and lower. The farmer had to pay 1/3 of his harvested crop as a land tax. What was the harvested crop of the land tax should be paid? 1/3. The Shesha was known as an impartial justice, hence he had earned a title called Sultan of Fair Justice. That means he did not make altogether one. Understood? He got to know that the lands are different. So cultivable crops and giving the yield is also different. So what did he do? He just divided the land good, average and lower. Based on that only the land tax was fixed as a 1/3 of the crop. Understood? So that is the reason he heard the name called Sultan of Fair Justice. The Sultan was the highest judge in the kingdom and he decided all the final appeals. He conducted his court on every Wednesday evening. So if anybody of his kingdom, they are like, they are not okay with the justice of outside. So every Wednesday evening, they used to assemble in the court of Shesha and there they used to discuss about their appeals and there they used to get the judgment by the Sultan itself. So Sultan was the head for the entire administration. So on every Wednesday evening, they used to run a court. Understood? So Shesha bought a new silver coin called dam into a circular. What was a new silver coin came into a circular and what was its name? Dam. It's important. The coin weight of 150 liquorized seeds and all other Mughal kings continued this practice. On either side of the highway, the shade-giving the trees were planted and 1,700 saris, that is shelter for relaxation of the travelers, were constructed. That means, what they do is the plants and all, they used to started planting and they used to construct, like how we have the bus stations, right? They used to construct like that. And so that whosoever travelers who felt, very deprived with deprived with his health or whatsoever it is, he used to take a shelter for a while and then used to continue as traveling. Understood? So this is all about Sher Shah. How was Sher Shah and what was his regime and his administration? Got it? Can we go with the Akbar? Yes. The next ruler of Mughal dynasty was Akbar. So it's important, students, about the Akbar rule. Let me erase this way. Next come Akbar. The most famous Mughal king is Akbar, was born in Amarkot in Sindh, where he just born Amarkot anta on the place ali, and where it is? It is in Sindh region. Okay. Umayyan was his father. Who was the father? He was a son of Umayyan. Okay. When Akbar assumed the power, he was only 14 years. At what age he just ascended the throne? At the age of 14 years, he just ascended the throne. After the death of Humayun, that is Imu, the military general of Bengal king, Muhammad Shah Abdali opposed the conqueror of Delhi and Agra. And this led the traffic battle at Panipat in 1556 between Imu and Mughals. And this was known as Second Battle of Panipat. Akbar emerged victorious in this battle and his prime minister royal representative Bairam Khan came to an Akbar's assistance during the war. The Akbar fought between Akbar and whom? The second battle of Panipat was led. Akbar and after the death of Imu, the military general of Bengal. Hemu. Who was he? He was military general of Bengal king. And what was his name? Imu was a military general of Bengal king. And what was the king name? It was king was Muhammad Shah Abdali. Understood? Between Akbar and Imu, that is, he was a military general of Bengal king of Muhammad Shah Abdali. The second battle of Panipat was fought. Second battle of Panipat was fought. In what year? It was in the year of 1556 CE. Understood? So it's important. The second battle of Panipat was fought between Akbar and Emu. He was a military general of Bengal king under Muhammad Shah Abdali. The second battle of Panipat was fought in 1556 CE. And in this battle, the Akbar won the battle and he came into an existence. Understood? So that is how the Akbar shows courage in the second battle of Panipat. You could remember, right? The first battle of Panipat was fought between the Barbar and Ibrahim Lodi. Understood? And that is how Mughal kingdom came into an existence. And Akbar was a son of Humayun, and he came into an existence of 14 years, and he fought the second battle of Panipat in 1556 CE with Emu, the military general of Bengal king under Muhammad Shah Abdalis. Got it? Any doubts so far? Hope so you have understood. So can I continue? Yes. The Akbar emerged victorious in this battle. His prime minister and royal representatives by Ram Khan came to an Akbar's assistance during the war. With the help of mighty army, the Akbar conquered, and he just started conquering the other parts also. That is Malwa, Jaipur, Gondavan, Chittor, Ranthambore, Kalinjar, Gujarat and Bengal. The Battle of Aldigarh is the most significant battle in the history of the medieval period. After the death of Chittor king, Rana Uday Singh, his son of Rana Pratap Singh, came into power. The Akbar sent his powerful army under the leadership of General Man Singh and Asaf Khan to fight against Rana Pratap. In this battle, Aldigarh and Mughal army was victorious. The remaining states of Kashmir, Sindh, Orissa, Balochistan, Kandar, Ahmednagar came under Akbar. See how brilliant this Akbar is. He was sending the army of his army to fight and support the other kingdom to fight against their opposite kingdom, and that is how we used to take cross all the other kingdoms also. Understood? So thus he led a firm foundation of the Mughals to emerge as a powerful kingdom in the medieval India. That is how the Akbar gave his strength to establishment of his kingdom in the medieval India. Okay. And the police system of Kotwal during the Akbar's time well organized. No, there was a Kotwal system. You know what do you mean by Kotwal? Kotwal system is nothing but the police system. Understood? There were no police unless the Akbar's rules had come. Before that, what they used to do, they used to have the sarkars to look after the provinces. As I told you, Fauzis called Fauzidas like that. But later on, when Akbar started his ruling, and that is how the police system came into an existence in India. During the Akbar's time, as well as organized and capable, and there were the police stations in Paranganas. And they used to have the police stations in one Paranganas. The Akbar encouraged the art and architecture too. The important monuments in Fatehpur Sikri and Khwajana Baga, that is Daftadar Khanna, Jodhabai Palace, Daulat Khanna, Panch Mahal, Bridal House, Kabutar Khana, etc. These are all the famous buildings which was built by Akbar. That means he had given the equal importance to architecture also. After Akbar, his elder son Jahangir came into power. So after Akbar, his son Jahangir started ruling the kingdom. He provided the good administration and continued all the policies of Akbar. What does Jahangir did? He was good enough and he continued whatever the father's policy, what he has done in a system of administration. No, he just continued with the same policies. He had a personal as well as the matrimonial relationship with the Rajputs. That means he was having the relationship with the Rajput kings and queens. So he was liberalized a few restrictions against the ruler of Mewar. The Jahangir personally led an attack on Mewar ruler in 1613 CE. He defeated him. After his son Shah Jahan came into power. So after Jahangir, his son Shah Jahan came into power. You know about Shah Jahan, right? Yeah, the person who has built the Taj Mahal, which is there in Agra, right? Yeah, that thing you can remember. Please remember the son and his ancestors also, like Akbar agirbodu, Humayun agirbodu, Barbar agirbodu. They are all the ancestors of the Shah Jahan. First is Akbar, Umayyan. Next, first is Babur, Umayyan, Akbar, Jahangir, and Sher Khan. I'll just give you the flow chart here itself. So Babur was, he was a father of Umayyan. Okay, Umayyan, again the father of Akbar. Okay, and Akbar's son was Jahangir. Okay, and Jahangir's son was what? Shah Jahan. Got it? Shah Jahan ancestors are Jahangir, Akbar, Umayyan, and Babur. Like this, you can just recollect. Babur's son was Umayyan, Umayyan's son was Akbar, Akbar's son was Jahangir, Jahangir's son was Shah Jahan. That is how, father and son, they started ruling and establishing a wide Mughal rule in India. And let us continue about Shah Jahan in our next class, students. Okay, and I'll tell you the interesting concepts about this Shah Jahan and his administration. And let us see all those things in our next class. Hope so you have understood so far. I've taught till Jahangir. So Babur, Umayyan, Akbar, and Jahangir. So Shah Jahan, will see it in our next class. Thank you for the session. Have a great day. Please be at home, be safe, and don't get into any viruses. So be safe at home. Thank you, students.